Hello, this is Gio, and today I'm going to be talking about how to fill out these 1099 miscellaneous forms, or 1099 MISC forms. Now, a lot of times when you've hired a contractor to do some work, you sign a contract, you ask them to do a certain amount of work, they finish it up, you pay them off, and off you go. Well, at the end of the year, you should really be filling out these 1099 forms to tell the IRS how much you paid them. And these forms don't really record any taxes. You're not paying them taxes. You're hoping that they'll pay their own taxes. You check their credentials, they're a legal operation, they pay their own taxes. Here you're just reporting what you paid them. And that's kind of what I'm focused on today. You could fill out a whole bunch of tax information here as well, but just for like hiring contractors, you're just reporting what you paid them. It has nothing to do with taxes. They deal with the taxes. So the first thing before you can even fill this out is to have your contractor or whoever, your piano teacher, etc., fill out the form, W-4 form. And this basically, they don't really have to worry about tax deductions or what have you. What you're after is their name, address, and their social security number or their tax ID number. And so this is what you want to ask them to fill out before they do any work for you. And just to kind of tell you what you're up against, in general, if you pay somebody more than, let's say, $300 or $600, you should really have them fill this out. And legally, just like for contractors, if you fill out the 1099 form, you have to fill this out if you pay anybody $600 or more. That's not a gift. So that's kind of where the starting point is. So again, have them fill out the W-4 form before they start the work. After they finish the work, record how much you paid them. And then at the end of the year, you have to fill out one of these. And let's go over how to fill one of these things out. And it's really simple. Basically, you go to the IRS office and you ask them for a 1099 miscellaneous form, and they give you one of these. They'll ask you how many you want, if you just want one, 2 or 3 of these things. But if you ask for one, they'll give you one with actually 2 forms on it. It comes 2 forms per page. So don't get confused. You only really have to fill out 1 per person. I've known people who've actually thought they had to fill out both of these for 1 person, and that totally screws up everybody, screws up the IRS, screws up the taxpayer. If you paid 1 person, you fill out 1. Top, if you paid 2 people, you fill out 1 for one, the bottom for the other. The top is not perforated. This is what you send the IRS. The other copies, here's copy 1, is perforated, and you can kind of cut across, and so you'd be sending 1 to one person, 1 to the other person. So this is how it works. Just the top is just your name, your address, and your telephone number. You basically who you are. And then you want the federal tax ID number. This could be as simple as your social security number or your tax ID number. Now the second column here is the recipient's ID number, their social security number or tax ID number, which you got from the W-4 form. You have the recipient's name, and then their mailing address, and the city and state they live at. And then the rest is pretty simple. Let's see, just most of this stuff you just leave empty. After you get through to the recipient's address, really all you have to do is fill out box number 7. Now if you didn't pay any taxes, you just paid them straight paycheck for the amount that was due, you just fill out number 7, and this is called non-employee compensation. So they're essentially not an employee. They were a contractor, and it's just compensation, what you paid them. You didn't pay them any, you didn't withhold tax, etc. This is just a straight compensation, so you put in that number. So if you paid your contractor $10,000, that's the number you pay here. And essentially, that's it. So just your name, social security number, their social security number, their name, address, etc., and this box number 7 how much you paid them. And then you do that for the other person you paid, or if there's no other people, just send out one and leave this bottom one blank. Now you have to send this not only to the taxpayer, the contractor you use, but also the federal government. And again, this top sheet here, and it says here to send, this is the for Internal Revenue Service Center. So when you send this away, you also have to fill out this 1096 form. This basically is the cover sheet for all these 1099 forms. And so to fill out one of these, you just ask the IRS for one of these again, and you're just putting again your information, your mailing address, your zip code, the person to contact. If it's the same person as you, just put down your number, your phone number, email address, if you have a fax, etc. Your employer identification number, or that's most cases you would leave that blank, and you would put your Social Security number here instead. Total number of forms returned. This is box 3. If you just filled out one of these, just put out 1. If 2, you put number 2. It's just the number of forms you are returning, or filled out forms. Here's the box 4 is the federal income tax withheld. Now again, we're just paying the contractor. We're not withholding taxes. So in our case, this will be 0, or you just wouldn't fill this in. Now the total amount reported in the form 1096. So this is, you're adding up all the box 7s of all the forms you filled out on your 1099. You're adding up all you've paid for everybody and putting that amount in. So between the number of forms returned and the total paid, the IRS will be able to figure out what is what. And then box 6 is just asking you to fill out which type of form is being accompanied by the 1096, and in this case it's the 1099 miscellaneous form, and so that would be right here, and you put a nice big X. Then you just sign, end date, title. If you want to put a title or something, I usually keep that blank. So just sign and date, and so you take this and you will return it to the IRS. Here is the mailing addresses for the IRS. And if you're in Alabama, Arizona, etc., this list of states, you will send it one place. If not, if all the other following address, all the other things, you'd send to this address. Here it's a Austin, Texas address. So you take this, and then you take the front page of your 1099s, put it in an envelope, send it away to that address, and that will take care of the IRS. Now you have to send it also to the recipient, so your contractor. Now for your contractor, all you have to do is, let me back up. This, so that's the first page, copy A. Copy 1 goes to the state where you're residing. A lot of states don't want to even see this copy, so you have to call your state tax office and say, hey, do you want to see the 1099s? If they say yes, there might be another form you have to fill out, really brief form, just like the 1096, just that accompanies these. But some states you will have to send copy 1 to the state, and these are all carbon copies, so you don't have to refill it out. And then some other states don't even want to see this, and you'll never even send it to anybody. So Form B is for the recipient. So again, it's carbon copy, and so you would rip this out. Again, it's perforated here. You'd send this off to the recipient, and that's basically what they use to fill out their taxes. And that would be an identical copy, carbon copy, that the tax office would have. So this is what they need to fill out their taxes. And copy 2 is, again, if the recipient, if you sent one of these things out to the state, the taxpayer will also have to send one of these out. So you would be sending both copy B and copy 2 to the contractor, so they can use. So the last one I just usually keep for my own copy, and that's about it. And so that's just a simple kind of a tutorial how to fill out the 1099s. It can be a lot more complicated, especially if you have withheld taxes. But I hope this helps you out, and don't forget the 1099s are due, I think, at the end of January, and I think the 1096s are due sometime February, probably by the end of February if I recall. So check those dates. So good luck. See you next time.